Hey everybody, it's Safi and Marco, Dish Out on the Movies. And right now, today we are doing a review of the new season of American Horror Story.
And as you guys can see, Safi woke up on the wrong side of the bed. And
I think Marco did, and he's
so we are reviewing American Horror Story Season 12, Episode 1, Multiply Thy Pain. And now, first off, I was really happy because instead of releasing 2 episodes a week like last year, gross. Instead of doing that, they decided, let's release the first half this year, and then the second half at the beginning of 2024. I thought that was a much better decision to do that. You know, it's a lot less for us to have to watch and, you know, cram it, because we already had to watch 2 hours of MasterChef last night.
And we've had to do it for the last few weeks, too.
Yeah.
And it's been awful.
Torture.
Awful.
And so another thing would be, going into this season, you know, we learned that this was going to be an adaptation of a book. And apparently this season wasn't even written by the Papa Murphy's guy, the pizza guy. It wasn't even written by him. It was written by this other woman. And she wanted to do this adaptation of a book which is described as like a feminist twist on Rosemary's Baby. And to me, that was like a huge red flag, because Rosemary's Baby is already a feminist movie. Like, it's already, you know, like, there's nothing more that you can do to make it feminist except for, like, I don't know, add agendas or something? I don't know. So that was already like a huge, like, I'm not really excited for this season, because I feel like it's cheating. I feel like this show is supposed to be original stories, and I don't understand why they made it an adaptation, because I think it's kind of dirty. It's like playing dirty, because I don't even know if we should count this as a season of the show. Because, like, when I think of the show, I think of original stories that they came up with. And I think, like, did they change things about the story to make it more like the show? Did they, you know, to make it just more like a season of the show? Or did they keep it faithful to the book?
Well,
and really focus on the book story?
I don't know what the book is. I haven't... I remember you had said that a few months ago, but I've never read a book like that about. And basically, it starts out, this is about in vitro fertilization.
It's a modern book.
And yeah, and
which you can tell because it says a feminist twist, and it's like,
yeah.
Nobody.
Why would they say that?
Nobody wants that stuff, you know, except for like modern people. You know, they're like, oh, this is a feminist twist on the human centipede. Well, you excited to see that, guys?
They would have said that. They would have said something like that in the 70s, I guess, but they didn't have stuff like that to watch, except for that horror story with the housewives in the suburb that turned into robots.
The Stepford Wives was not a feminist twist. It was a feminist story by itself.
Yeah.
Like, it was already feminist.
There was no twist.
Yeah. And like, but I would kind of like this. A feminist twist on the human centipede would be better than this. Because this show has Kim Kardashian.
She plays a publicist.
And
she had a very foul mouth.
It's funny because, you know, Lady Gaga in season 5, she kind of stole the show a little bit. She did a very good job. She played a character. And it feels like the people who made this season of American Horror Story, they kind of gave Kim Kardashian like this easy role that she could play. Like this role that's very like her. And it feels like she's kind of playing herself a little bit.
Oh, yeah.
And it's like, it's kind of funny because, you know, we thought she'd be playing a character. It's like, no. She's not really playing a character. She's playing like a version of herself. And she has probably the worst line of the episode, which I'm not going to say it, but
it's filthy.
It's basically the female version of "Suck My You Know What," And it's just like, we had the gay crap last year with the agenda stuff last year and the really just gross stuff with that. And now we have to have the opposite. It's like, ugh. But
then Emma Roberts did some foul-mouthed stuff too on stage with on that TV show.
But Emma Roberts is a foul person. Like, I expect Emma Roberts to be a foul person. Like, that's how she is all the time. Like, you can tell, like, underneath her face, you can just tell is like a very sinister individual, like a very
she's
dark,
like a mean girl.
She's like a dark spirit. She's like a she's like a gremlin with a pretty face. And I was really glad that she was playing the hero, though, because I actually think she does a better job when she plays like a likable character than she does when she plays like an evil character. Safi.
Well, that's true. We've seen her in two situations, and she is more likable as a likable character. And
yeah.
She does a good job.
She's pretty good. I think she's a good actress when she plays a good character. And then I thought that Kim Kardashian wasn't terrible, but that line that they just had to make her say was terrible.
I don't know why they did that.
I thought, Safi's gonna love this.
It was a filthy, and she said something else too. I just thought it was unnecessary.
Last night she didn't even notice because she was sleeping through it, so she didn't even notice. But then today she watched it again, and she was.
I rewatched the very beginning, which I had been exhausted, and then I watched the rest. So I don't appreciate the foul mouth. I don't. But you know what? It wouldn't surprise me. It came very easily to her. It wouldn't surprise me if she talked like that in real life.
Gross.
With her family, which they advertised in the commercial during the show.
Yeah.
The Kardashian.
If I had the time, I would review the Kardashian show.
Ugh.
To laugh at it.
Forget it. I don't ever want to watch that show.
Well, I would want to laugh at it, and I would want to make fun of them.
But she did play a good publicist. I just didn't like her foul mouth.
She played herself, and
right.
As I said, they gave her like the easiest role that she could play. They gave her like a home run. Nobody would have a problem with that unless they were really, really a bad actor like Jennifer Lawrence. Or of course that one from season 10. With that terrible trash character, the Ursula. Remember that trash character?
Yeah, I don't know her name.
That's one of the worst TV characters I've ever seen. Safi, what did you think about the story? Because I thought this story, now that you know that it's like Rosemary's Baby, it's kind of like you're just watching Rosemary's Baby a little bit. Like, it's not really like...
Well, the in vitro, I don't think that Rosemary had an in vitro. I think it was all natural. It was just somebody monitoring, an OBGYN monitoring pregnancy.
Was it really natural when Satan raped his wife? Was that really a natural thing?
No, but I'm talking about, she didn't have, they call IVC or IVF, I guess, in vitro fertilization. I really didn't know much about the process.
There's a couple little twists on Rosemary's Baby, but still, essentially, it is Rosemary's Baby, and it kind of just, to me, it's like, yeah, it's pretty good, but we kind of know where the story's gonna go, I guess. Like, I don't really know how different the story is to Rosemary's Baby, and I don't really know how it's going to be different from the book, too. Like, maybe the book was different more. I don't know. So...
Well, my question is, and maybe, hopefully you can tell me, because I tried to watch it quickly twice at the end, but she gets attacked in her apartment, but there's a message left on the mirror, and it said, don't, something... I couldn't read it.
Yeah, Safi's starting to have trouble reading.
Well, it's too dark.
And hearing. and
please.
and everything else.
Oh, for heaven's sakes.
But she's still very good at coughing.
Marco's being a very bad boy this morning.
Oh, God, Safi. So, it said... So, we should go through the story first, though, before, like, jumping all the way to the end of the episode.
Well, hopefully you'll let me know what it said on the mirror.
That's better review forum. You like how pretentious that sounded, Safi? It's review forum. Like, who fucking cares? So you have this actress, and she wants to have a child with this boring guy.
It's Matt from The Good Wife.
Is he a good actor, Safi? Because
everybody liked him.
I don't like
him.
I think he has a stupid face, and I don't like him. So
he's okay. He's we'll see what happens, because he's an artist apparently, but I never got to see any of his work. They even went to a showing during the show.
Well, I hope that his character gets more interesting, because right now he's probably like my least favorite character in the show.
Well, he's just, I don't know. There's just not much to say about him, like Marco said. I just remember him from The Good Wife, and I looked up his name, and yeah, that's him. And I haven't seen him in anything else, so I don't know.
And I think that would be the first flaw of the show, is if this show is like Rosemary's Baby. Well, one of the things that worked about Rosemary's Baby was that throughout the movie you really liked the husband. And he was probably the best character in the movie, honestly, because he really the whole story was about him and how he, sold his soul to be an actor.
That's right. That's right.
But in this show, it's like, it's starting off with this feminist stuff where it's like, he's mad at her because she didn't make the correct time for the appointment. But then there's someone breaking into her house, and there might be someone even changing the appointment times. And so, but he's already kind of not very likable. And so that's kind of like different than Rosemary's Baby, because it's like we already know that I guess he might be a bad guy because he's just not likable.
He might already be in on whatever's happening.
Yeah.
He might have been the one who hacked into her phone. I mean, he would be the closest one to her, knowing passwords.
Yeah, and so that would be a flaw, because I think, like, if he is bad, then it's kind of sad that, like, we already think that he's bad and we already associate him with being bad, because it's so much better, like, in Rosemary's Baby, even though that movie's trash. It's so much better in that movie when, we think that guy's a good guy, and then we find out, oh shit, he's evil. He's just as bad. He drugged his wife and then let Satan rape her.
Well, if that was a rape by Satan, it was awfully odd.
What do you mean? They showed it on screen.
Well, if you're talking about going to the doctor's office, I was thinking of what happened to her at night in her apartment, which I still can't figure out what that was all about.
We don't really know what's happening yet, but just she's seeing, like, weird people around town.
Women.
Yeah, women.
And black.
And not men, women. And, who knows who these people are or what they want. It's very mysterious right now. But the one thing that I really did like about the episode was it did give off, like, feelings of paranoia and suspense throughout the episode. Like, you really did sit there and wonder, like, what is going on? This is really creepy. I can't wait to see, like, what really is going on.
Yeah, and the other thing, too, he had been married before and she died.
Yeah, she's another kind of new, interesting character.
And they don't say anything about her death. And for some reason, I have a feeling it's about childbirth, but I'm not sure.
Well, the thing is that I wonder if we'll see her ghost and she'll be like maybe she'll be like a heroic character. We think that she's like this ominous character now, but maybe she'll try to help the main character and tell her what's going on.
I don't know. That one of the women that she's been seeing in black, she showed up at the doctor's office, and then the last time we saw her, when she was under the anesthetic to get the fertilization, the implanted egg. The woman appeared before her while she was like half sedate. She was half asleep, like it could be a dream or could be real, but she appeared above her face. So it's weird. And then the other one is she smokes. The other one is a smoker. And
you're a smoker.
No, I'm not. Never smoked in my life. And then Emma was in the bathroom fixing her hair and putting on lipstick or something, and she saw this pair of shoes underneath the stall, and she just had this weird feeling. And then you saw the same person at the art show who was an artist. She was looking at her painting, and she shows up and introduces herself, and she looked down at Emma looked down at her feet, and she was wearing those shoes. They're very distinctive, weird, sparkly shoes with things coming out of them. I don't know, what do you call it? They're sharp little studs.
Someone we should highlight too is the doctor. Her doctor is the guy who's in every season, and as I've said before, I will be the daring one while Safi sleeps it off. I will be I will be the daring one and say that guy is the best actor in the show's history, because he just plays a different role every time.
And he does a good job.
He's so good at playing like different characters. He's a perfect character actor.
Yeah.
And so I was really excited to see him as that character. Yeah.
Those are few and far between, character actors nowadays.
Yeah, Safi kind of wishes she could be a character actor.
I wouldn't mind being a character actor.
She'd probably fall asleep, so...
Marco.
Well, anyways, then there's this weird thing with, like, spiders.
Yeah.
Or, like, spiders are coming out of her, and she's like, ah!
Out of her hair.
Out of her hair, and it's like, there's something to do with that, like something with spider babies or something. I don't know. We don't know yet.
Well, there was also, what was that black strand of hair? She just kept pulling and pulling and pulling. It was coming out of her head.
Yeah, that was creepy.
It wasn't even like a spider web type of, because those are very delicate. This was like hair, a piece of black hair. And she just, it was loose, and she was pulling it and pulling. It was like 10 feet long or something. It was weird.
Yeah. And then also we should mention there was this really cringeworthy thing where the doctor gives her these suppositories, and there's like this big emphasis on them, like...
It's progesterone.
It's
progesterone implant.
And I don't know if it was like some sort of a feminist thing, like... like that they have to take these, and so it's like really bad and
I don't know.
Awful, but it's like, all sorts of different people have to take suppositories. I don't have to. Safi doesn't either, and nobody else does that we know, but some people do. And so, but there's this big emphasis on them, and I was like, why are there spiders in the suppositories?
And they went on and on about, they kept showing them. That she left them on the counter.
You have to put them in the fridge.
Yeah, they have to be in the refrigerator and my God, if you don't, it's not going to work. And you know what that reminded me of? You talk about Rosemary's Baby. Was she had to drink this drink, and had green in it, and they were always having a fit about her making her drink this drink because it was important for her to, because she got a new OBGYN that the people in the apartment knew. And he wanted her to drink this drink. And they made the drink for her, the neighbors. And that's what it reminded me of. About having to do that. Make sure you do it. Make sure it's in the refrigerator.
Probably.
That's what it reminded me of.
But the weird thing was that they showed her on the toilet putting the suppository in. And I felt like...
I don't need to see that.
That was pretty funny. And I felt like, that was the worst thing of this episode. It was worse than Kim Kardashian, because I was like...
With her foul mouth.
Is this, like, what they consider to be horror? Like, are they just showing this because, they want to like shock you, like, because it was very strange, like this weird shot of her on the toilet, and I felt like.
Well, I'm gonna look it up. I don't know anything about in vitro.
I never expected to see Emma Roberts on the toilet in a show.
Inserting a suppository into her private parts.
Safi.
Well, it's really unbelievable, and it's not. It's only like.
Well, it was better than Master Chef. I mean.
It's only like 7 little. They're like little bullets.
I mean, Master Chef season 13 basically was a suppository. That's what it felt like. Right, Safi?
We'll be reviewing that later today.
Yeah, because I'll have to take a bean. And so, I did enjoy, and I will say, I did enjoy the episode, and I felt like I am excited for the show. But once again, I don't know if I can consider this American Horror Story, because when I think of American Horror Story, I think of original stories, and I think of, like, there's a certain formula too, kind of, like, I expect to see ghosts, I expect it to be connected somehow to be other seasons, I expect for there to be, like, random things that happen that really have a great impact on the plot, like, you know, a random character gets killed, maybe the villain gets killed, and there's another villain you have to worry about, like AIDS. And so I don't know if this is going to be like a real American Horror Story season, or if it's just going to feel like an adaptation of a book, because currently it really feels to me like they could have just made this a mini-series and just said, you know, we're not doing American Horror Story this year. We want to adapt this book.
Yeah, I might check into the book. I don't know what the book name is.
I don't want to read the book at all.
I just want to at least see what the name of it is and
I can't remember.
See what it says about it. And then I want to look up in vitro fertilization to see if they put in progesterone tablets, suppositories, not tablets. I say that because some birth controls would have more progesterone, some would have estrogen, so more estrogen. So I knew what that was when I heard it.
I kind of think the season is evil because it is giving Kim Kardashian more air. And so now she will be in other things, probably acting, and pretending. And I just feel like that's kind of like giving the Nazis an oven, and saying like, here, have fun. Like, you know, we all know what Nazis like to do with ovens, so you know you don't want to give them an oven, even if it's just for baking. You know, because they like to do bad things with ovens, as we've learned.
Oh my God!
In history.
I don't know what Marco's doing. He's in a weird mood.
Well, it's like this show, giving Kim Kardashian a role on this show is like giving O.J. Simpson a knife.
Okay, that's enough now.
You don't want to do that because bad things are going to happen, as we've learned in history.
A lot of people were, even former stars of American Horror Story, like the Crybaby, did not like it that she was given a role on the show.
Yeah, Crybaby. It's just too bad she left, because, I mean, this is what happens, Crybaby. You fucking crybaby, you left the show.
Yeah.
And so they had to find new people to put on the show. And Kim Kardashian, she doesn't have anything to do, apparently. And she wanted to get on this fucking show.
Yeah, whatever. So, it's an interesting story.
Safi, how many episodes do you think it will take to see Kim Kardashian naked?
I don't know. Hopefully none. I don't want to see her naked.
You can guarantee, Safi. Come on.
No, I don't believe it.
Come on.
I don't agree.
Really?
I don't
you want to bet? Is that a bet that you want to make? If Lady Gaga got naked for a million years.
She was, I just don't see it.
But she was what?
She's a
better actress? Yeah, I know.
Yeah, she is a better actress. And she can sing, so.
That's debatable, Safi.
No, I like her songs.
I bet you do. So, what else to talk about with the episode? Because, like, there was the thing at the end where she chased the person who broke into her apartment, and she saw, like, on the mirror that she wrote with her lipstick, "Do not do it, Anna."
Is that what it said?
Yeah.
Boy, I could not read it.
Do not do it, as in do not do the appointment.
But she'd already done the appointment.
Don't do the next appointment.
Yeah, I don't know, because I don't know if that refers to it. But she was bleeding all over the place. I don't know, and it looked like it wasn't really blood. It was from the lipstick.
Yeah.
It's all over her hands because it was too onto her hand. It wasn't drippy, or it was more like she'd smear. Her hands were completely covered in lipstick, and then she found the lipstick on the floor. That it was out of the tube, and it was all smooshed and messy. And it was the way it was smeared on the sheets or on her nightgown and everything. It wasn't like blood. So
I would give this episode of American Horror Story a B.
well, me too.
Oh, Safi!
Yeah, because I don't like that filthy language. I don't think it was necessary. It's not, to me, that isn't feminist or helpful or
it's sort
creative
of
or good writing.
It's sort of like this weird feminist idea that, like, women being as vulgar as men it like makes them powerful or something. It's like, no, it doesn't. It just makes you look stupid and classless.
I don't need to hear it from either a male or a female,
Well,
because it's like
men,
they can't think of anything good to write, so they just put in filth.
Men are usually a lot more vulgar, though, and a lot more nasty. And
I don't know.
Sometimes it's more natural, but in general, you know, it depends on the purpose. In this case, it was very, like...
not natural. But maybe for her. That's what I say. It didn't seem like it was hard for her to do. Like, she talks like that in real life.
Well, that's probably what she used to say to Kanye all the time.
Who knows?
And, but I just felt like it was a good episode. It was enjoyable, but not a lot happened. I can't really tell, like, where the season is going to go. I can't really tell, like, how this is going to feel. Like, I kind of feel like a clown reviewing it, because I just feel like it'll be hard to count this as an American Horror Story season for me, because I don't really consider an adaptation of a book to be an American Horror Story season. When I think of American Horror Story, I think original story, with maybe like a couple of influences from things, like a couple of tributes or maybe homages to things, but I never think like of this season's going to be adapting Oliver Twist with a gay twist on it. Wouldn't that be hilarious, Safi? You know, instead of Fagin, it would be, you know what?
Oh, that's silly.
the F word.
I don't know. We'll have to see. I gave it a B too, because I don't know what they're going to do either. And
I'm excited, though.
I mean, I've seen Rosemary's Baby. I've read the Rosemary's Baby book.
This kind of reminds me, if I had to give this season a food review, I'm going to give it a food review already. Or maybe that's a mistake.
No, I wouldn't do that.
Well, I am, because I'm
egg yolk ravioli?
No. This reminds me a lot of the first alcoholic drink that I officially had on my 21st birthday. And, you know, it was like a blackberry cab crush or something. Was that what it was called?
I'm not sure, but it seemed like you liked it. It was very pleasant, right?
It was kind of like a girly drink, but it tasted really good. Yeah. And that's what I feel like this season is. It's kind of like a girly drink, or what people would consider to be a girly drink. I don't really think of drinks as manly or girly, because that's retarded. So yeah, like this is like the blackberry cab crush that I had, and I like it. I would drink it again.
Well, it's weird because the last season was about the beginning of AIDS, the onset of AIDS.
And it was terrible. It was the worst thing
but
ever.
It seemed like it was aimed toward a gay audience.
It was
because
basically...
a lot of people wouldn't be... I was interested because we went to Tanzania and they were going through the AIDS epidemic there. But it was under a different type of circumstance. It wasn't from gay people. It was from prostitutes coming over the border from Uganda. So I was more interested in it, but what I'm trying to say, it was more aimed towards like a specific audience, and this one is aimed towards women, but not just women. Women trying to have a baby, and maybe because I don't know if everybody's interested, or that everybody knows about Rosemary's Baby. I read it 1,000,000 years ago when it came out, and saw the movie when it came out, and that was a long time ago. And this with I mean,
it was a very evil movie by a very evil man, and this show is sort of like, hey, wouldn't it be kind of cute if there was like a feminist twist on Rosemary's Baby? Wouldn't that be kind of cute?
I can't wait to see what this quote feminine twist is.
Hashtag feminist twist.
I don't see it right now.
Hashtag delicate. Hashtag Kim Kardashian.
I mean, men can't have babies. Women can. So what's so feminist about that?
But what is a woman, Safi? They still haven't answered that question nowadays. So, what is a woman?
Well, for medical science, it is what it is. Okay, and
oh no, apparently not.
I don't see any feminine twist.
I just kind of see like little hints of it, like the men being kind of jerky, like you're not making your appointment times, like you have to do everything you can to have the baby. Like that's kind of what I interpret as the feminist stuff so far.
Well,
the way that the men are kind of like acting a little jerky.
Well, the doctor, I can understand about the doctor. They're the person who does these things.
Yeah, because doctors are fucking awful.
Yeah, but this one, I mean, this is what he does.
Doctors are evil.
Oh, for heaven's sake.
Doctors are the worst.
Okay, I've had it.
They don't know anything.
Marco, stop with
They're
the
full
bullshit.
of themselves.
Well, yeah, they are, and they're taught to be that way. I've seen that.
But it feels like in this scenario that it's more along the lines of like that certain doctor, the men are bad or something. Like, I don't know. Like, I don't know. We don't know yet. We have to wait and see.
Well, also the thing with the husband, I'm just thinking back about it. I'm just wondering if he already is involved in whatever it is that's going on.
Probably.
And why? Why?
I don't know. They like spider babies. I don't know.
I don't know either.
It would be really cool. I really hope. I don't know if it'll happen, but it'd be really cool to see like a special effect of like a spider human baby hybrid. That'd be really creepy, right?
No.
Why?
I don't want to see that.
Why? Well, would you rather see Kim Kardashian
I wonder
naked?
If it's this is a political thing.
What political
because
thing?
Because about Roe v. Wade being overturned.
Safi,
I can't help it.
Safi,
this is a modern thing. And so
they were already working on this before that happened, probably.
Really? I don't know.
Safi.
Maybe, because they work on these things for years.
Last season was like Jeffrey Dahmer, Netflix leftover bullshit. This season kind of just feels like John Murphy or Papa Murphy's. He checked out because apparently he didn't really write this season.
That's too bad, because he is a good writer. I think.
Sometimes. Other times he's kind of like the worst.
Well, we're looking forward to the next episode, and I'm glad we only had to watch one, because we were already, well, I was especially, because I had to clean the car after not cleaning it for a year. That's a bad thing. And I was tired. But anyway, I got up at 5.
Yeah, Safi chose the worst possible day to clean a car.
Well, I didn't choose the day. Somebody else did.
Yeah, we know.
But anyway, we had already had to watch these 2 episodes of MasterChef, and we've been doing it for the last few weeks, and it's been like torture.
Well, so I would recommend holding off on watching this season until you guys can see, like, how we like it going forward, because, you know, it always happens with American Horror Story. We have the graphs somewhere where I discovered that every season has the same formula, where they start off really good, they continue being really good, and then they go downhill from there.
Oh, yeah.
Remember?
Yeah.
It's literally, it's like a science. Like, it's hilarious. All the graphs look the same,
And Marco's
basically.
watched more seasons, too. So he's...
No, I haven't.
I thought you had.
No.
Oh, okay.
Not anymore. We watched them together and reviewed
No, but
them.
in the earlier years.
Back before we started, or before... Oh, God.
It doesn't matter. But he graphed based on what we had watched together and reviewed.
And it all is the same.
Yep.
It's hilarious.
So it'll be interesting. And also somebody else wrote it, not the main guy. So
I am excited.
okay, well, I don't know if I'm excited or not. I don't know what to think.
I will probably watch it myself, and then Safi will watch it in the morning.
Well, we won't have 2 episodes of Master Chef. I'm not watching that.
Well, it's
Other
just
thing that's coming out.
I want to watch it, like, alone, because I don't want to listen to people talk about what they talked about in this episode with Safi around, because she's kind of, like, mentally challenged when
For heaven's sakes!
when it comes to that type
I'm
of
not
thing.
mentally challenged at all.
When it comes to language barriers
I just don't like the filthy line. He didn't care for it either. And we heard weird stuff on Master Chef, too. It wasn't even
Master
filthy.
Chef was worse.
It was just weird.
Master Chef was way worse. It was like a suppository in television show form.
Well, it was, I don't know. It was like drinking vinegar for a snack or something. Ugh, God. So anyway, we'll be back this afternoon doing our review of Master Chef, the last 2 episodes and it's the finale. And then, if you like this video, give it a thumbs up and come on down and become one of our subscribers so you can give your own feedback about what you've been watching and if you watched this, what you thought of it, and what'd you think about Kim Kardashian and her performance, and what'd you think about Emma Roberts and Matt from The Good Wife.
I just think it's kind of like we're in the Twilight Zone, because Kim Kardashian did a good job in the show, but then Master Chef was terrible, and it's like, how is this possible? Like, American Horror Story was supposed to suck, and somehow it doesn't suck so far.
And let me know if you've seen Rosemary's Baby, and if you've read the book, or if you've read the book that this show, American Horror Story, was based on in a certain way. So, goodbye, everybody.
Bye!